Welcome back to computer science. Yesterday we started doing loops, started learning about loops. So a loop will execute and continue iterating until the loop expression is false. So while the loop expression is true, it will continuously go through and repeat itself. Each time it goes through, the loop statement or statements, that is, or the loop body is the loop statements or statement. Every time it goes through the loop body, that's known as an iteration. Some use cases for loops, we've got iterating a list, finding the minimum in a list, finding the maximum in a list. What else do we do? We did like a health fact statistic program. We did the painting the wall program. So let's check if I got everything. Loop, it's a programming construct that repeatedly executes the loop statement or statements. While the loop's expression is true, loop body, iteration, loop statements, iteration, loop examples, okay? Yeah, we're good. So I'm gonna start 11.2 now, and I'll be back to recall what I learned in a little bit. All right, guys, we completed that lesson on while loops. While loops are loops that execute a block of code while the loop expression is true. Then we talked about Sentinel statements, Sentinel values, Sentinel something, which are values that stop the execution of a while loop. We have about infinite loops. Infinite loops are loops that go on infinitely. They loop infinitely, as the name suggests. It's best practice or good practice to include ranges rather than equality, because sometimes for the expression, because sometimes you can skip the value you thought it was going to hit, and then it becomes an unintended infinite loop. There are intended infinite loop use cases, though, such as in video games. An infinite loop is constantly checking for, can be constantly checking for user inputs, such as a remote control input or something. Runs a block code, Sentinel value. Okay. Yep, that's it for possibly for today. I might be back later today. But it's a good start into week 6. So may or may not talk to you later. See ya. All right, we are back for some more computer science. What I'm gonna do is actually jump into let's check this out before I jump into anything. So it's Sunday night. We're gonna have assignments that are due Tuesday, which we only have one more unit, so that'll be done by tomorrow, Monday. What about lecture 12? 3, only 3, so that will be due next Sunday. We're plenty ahead. What I'll do today is, or right now, is I'll go to Canvas, update myself on all the announcements, and then I'll come back and start working on some of the stuff that will be due Thursday, which are projects for detecting ranges with branches and logical operators, selection with logical operators. So be back in a bit. All right, guys, we started and finished a program that basically takes 3 integer inputs and determines, actually just takes 3 number inputs and determines the least or the smallest one, which value is least. And that, I was just fumbling around with like relational operators, equality operators, with like branches, like if else conditions, until I just realized I can just create a variable called smallest and store it as the first number first, and then compare each one after with a new if statement saying if this number is less than smallest, then store this number as smallest, and then keep working through. So that was really simple solution to that. Now we're working on an interstate program where, based on a user input, it basically says this interstate is a primary or an auxiliary highway or interstate. If it is an auxiliary, what is the primary interstate or road that it basically services? If it's an invalid interstate number out of the range, or it's an invalid number, then it prints it's an invalid number. And then it also prints whether it's going east, west, or north, south. So that's it for today. I'm actually enjoying this program, the interstate one. This is getting a lot more interesting and fun than just like print hello world and just like make super simple like 2-minute programs. So that's it for today. Talk to you tomorrow. See you.